sophisticated ignorance.
Hey, Vixon.
Hey, Rovie.
Keep the girl rolling.
What?
And it looks like the ass is just swole. I don't know. That song's just in my head.
Are you singing?
I don't know.
Did you remix Pastor Cavassier by trying to sing it with my name in it?
Did it not work?
I didn't know what song you were trying to do until I just recognized what you were singing.
It worked. So it worked.
Well, you tried it.
Wow.
Let's go on the record. You tried it. I mean, look, you know what? I miss karaoke too, so it's fine.
You know what's so funny? You brought up the buzzword karaoke. We should do some kind of karaoke
Oh no,
on the show.
I think the audience.
Why not? You started singing. You were singing
They've
like
had
a couple
enough of my
episodes
singing, and I'm pretty sure
back.
they've had enough
I know. I remember vividly. You had a couple of really enticing karaoke songs back. A couple episodes back. I can't pinpoint the exact songs, but superb, spectacular pitch, tone, range. I'll listen to it again.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Really, wow, fair.
I'm
Fair.
It's only for special occasions. It is. Only bust out a tune when I feel it, you know, when I have the spirit. All right, and on that note,
I didn't want to.
Look, no, we're just not going to do it. We're just, whatever it is, we're just not going to do it. We are just going to put a pin in that one, and we're going to move on. Welcome everyone to another episode of Sophisticated Ignorance.
Welcome.
I am Vixon J.
And I'm Rovie A.
And today we are going to be very transparent on this here program and say that we are tired and we are having a shitty day. You know what? No, not.
I don't think it's a day. It's a bit
life
longer than that for me.
It's a life.
Oh, not a life. Not 12 years a slave.
No. It's not a shitty life. It's just temporary circumstances which are kind of poopy. But we are here.
Nice way of putting it.
We are still present, and we are going to keep it pushing like Pusha T. And that's all I got. What? Why are you making that reaction?
I wouldn't compare it to Pusha T, but here we are.
No, it's just a phrase. Not.
I know, but it's not a phrase that I would align myself with.
So what phrase would you align yourself with?
I'll keep it pushing like salt and pepper.
What? Oh, because push it. Okay, I see. Sure. Okay. Very, very old reference, but sure.
I'm old. Oh my God. Now that you say old, can you believe that I just got this gray hair? I am freaking the hell out.
I'm sorry?
I got my first gray hair.
Is there supposed to be like a clapping sound effect rolled in?
You said old, so it triggered me because I got my first gray hair, and it's like, oh my God, like now it's official. Like I'm old, like for real.
Well, you know my stance on the O word. I don't like using it. So this is just, you getting a gray hair is just a sign that you are evolving.
I like the spin, but no, it means you're old.
Right. Well, keep your gray hairs over there, okay?
Wow. I hope you get gray hair in every nether region.
And keep in mind, gray hair is a very distinguished thing. It doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm 1 foot inside the casket.
I didn't say I was dead. I said I was old.
Well, the way you're using old, it sounds like you're saying you're basically...
Don't get me wrong. I love a good salt and pepper, a good silver fox. You know, I like looking at it. But for me, my resale value had to go up. It's different.
Okay.
You don't have any gray hairs?
I do not have any. Look at my hairs. They are.
I can tell because one time you thought you didn't have 4C here. So.
All right, that was a different circumstance. Okay, I was not familiar with the styles of hair as it relates to men. Okay, so I was a little off.
We should talk about that one day, about men and here and how they are trying to run the game now, because there's a lot of men who are like showing off their locks and showing us how to do co-washes now. Have you seen anything on TikTok?
I have
There's a
not.
lot of men doing a lot of like hair tutorials now, which
As they
are,
should. Men,
yeah, I'm for it. I'm for the kings doing it.
hashtag men have hair too. So
Okay.
they do. Men have hair too.
I didn't disagree.
Well, you can't because you can't disagree with the fact. Boop, I win.
It's not a contest.
Well, it's too late because I won. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's get back on track.
Yes, let's get back on track. Indeed, it's gonna be a mixed up episode this week. There's just a lot, as I said, going on in our personal lives, and if you've been paying attention to the news, all the wild stuff that's been going on. But before we continue, I should say, I just want to call out. In our last episode, we had my friend Jade on the program, and they informed me how it was really important for those in the queer community to be properly identified and represented on this platform in order to create a safe space. And they, as we were recording the last episode, they felt instances where their identity wasn't properly, they felt instances where their identity wasn't properly respected. So I just want to call that out in the sense of reassuring to everyone in our audience that we want to promote a environment that is respectful of everyone's preferences and how they identify, and creating a safe space for those people in those communities. So it comes down to another lesson of knowing better to do better. And for anyone that we introduce on the show, or for anyone that we bring onto the show, we want to make sure that we do our due diligence in making sure that everyone is identified properly, regardless of their orientation. So that is something that I really think is important just to call out. So
It is important.
it is.
Making sure everyone stays, comfortable, and we're able to maintain the integrity of others as well too, just so they can, be at peace with us, and we're all unified.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, regardless of our platform or anyone else's platform, everyone should feel a level of respect and inclusion in that regard. So just wanted to let you all know that, just because, I believe in being accountable. When I fuck up, I call it out, or I have other people call out for me, and then I address it as such. So
That's a good trait to have.
What?
Accountability.
It's
Why
a
did I fumble on
practice.
that?
Ooh, yeah, that was a weird one.
It was definitely weird.
For you
My
being
tongue,
the
my tongue
mistress,
was tired. Stop it. Stop
for
it.
you
We're not
being
going to do
the
that.
veteran
I don't
of
feel
vocabulary.
inclusive right now. Now I don't feel inclusive. I feel
What
like
are you
you're
not feeling?
singling me out. Okay.
Wow.
We're just gonna
Wow.
fly over that fumble of the word. But yeah,
Okay. Either way,
it's a good trait to have accountability, and I think that it's important that you addressed it and you're able to see where you can grow from it.
correct. Yes. And once again, knowing better to do better. So that is our motto here. We may be
Facts.
ignorant, but we are not assholes.
We're sophisticated. That's why.
We are sophisticated. Yes. And speaking of sophisticated, we don't have a specific topic this week, but once again, I think this is going to be a venting episode. We might
hodgepodge of events.
A hodgepodge of events. This week has been a lot for those who are of the African American diaspora.
Oh Lord.
It's been a doozy. I was as you live on social media, you see all these videos. The recent case with Duante White Jr. and the other officer, the soldier that was apprehended by the cops, and you see all these images. You really don't pay attention to how it affects you internally. So, for example, I was at work, and I'm a part of this diversity group at my job where all the people of color, even though I don't like that phrase, but the people of color gather, and we create a space we create a safe space for those in that community to have conversations and talk about the things happening in the company and outside of that. And one of my coworkers, he mentioned how, seeing all these images on the screen just reminded him of his recently newborn son, and how he got really emotional talking about it, in the sense of, he has to be mindful that his son's going to grow up in a country like this. And that was really heartbreaking, because, I guess granted, regardless of if you have kids or not, you still recognize the type of environment that we're in. But I think it hits even more knowing that you have a child, or knowing that you have a kid that's going to grow up in the society that has not changed significantly in the past however much years. So that, I'm pretty sure, is a very discouraging fact. But I also believe that by each generation passing, things get slightly better than the last, right? And who knows how long that domino effect is going to actually lead to some positive change. But as far as where we are now, even though things look dire, they're so much better than it was in the past. It's just very hard to see, because we are constantly bombarded with all of these stories and these images, but it's real.
Yeah.
I actually donated to Duante White's, his baby mother, or the mother of his child. No, sorry. There was a donation going around. I saw a post about donating to Dante's mother and his child, and I sent some money to those individuals, just because I just felt like, especially at this time, they need it. And there's only so much one can do, from the
Right.
outside, except just sending thoughts and prayers and all these things. But I just felt like taking it a step further and like deciding, you know what, let me send some coins, because
Yeah.
we absolutely need it right now, especially with the the situation at hand. And the officer who actually mistaken their gun for a taser, or mistaking their taser for a gun, either way, that's already bullshit. Let's not even get into the ridiculousness of that. But they were charged with second-degree manslaughter, which, and the wild part is that we're also seeing the trial of Derek Chafkin, the officer who killed George Floyd. We're seeing that unfold. And it's all in the same area, in the sense of Missouri. But on top of that, it, we see this time and time again. We see officers commit these heinous crimes. They get charged. Well, even if they do get charged, they get charged something, and then it goes to trial, and then it all kind of unfortunately ends up being the same rhetoric of, oh, not enough evidence and stuff like that. Even the shit. I started watching the Derek Chafkin trial, and I told myself, you know what, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch it and be informed. And then after a
I
while,
couldn't watch.
I fell off, because it's not because I didn't care anymore, but it's just like, this trial's getting ridiculous. And I don't think I want to see what the potential results of this train wreck is going to be. And then on top of that, they were like hashing up all the sentiments of last year. Like, we all remember last year when all this started bubbling, and that was already, turmoil enough. So now to kind of like dredge all that up again, it was too much. Yeah, I see little snips here and there on Twitter, but overall, it's a lot.
It's too much, because the system that essentially that you and I were born into, it was designed to legally protect police officers.
Mhm.
And it's designed to legally justify them, even though they're in the wrong, for killing someone. And especially Black people, not even people of color, Black people.
Right.
And they do so, but they don't get any type of reprimand behind it. You know what I mean? There's like no zero tolerance. Like, they can kill someone and they can still either remain on the force, and like you said, to get a lesser charge, or even get compensated, like early retirement, like that. All of those things seem like perks to me. Like, where I worked, even in New York, it's a zero tolerance policy. If you give somebody the wrong medication, not even a gun mistaken for a taser. You give someone a raw medication, let's say a water pill, they have zero tolerance for that, and you are fired on the spot. Severance? No. What is that? You know what I mean? Respect? No. What is that? Like, why do we not have some kind of new evolution or new reform of some of these policies? Because they're not working. Guess what? You can go and join the police force and know that you can willingly kill somebody and still get away with it. This is modern day slavery, like straight up.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I was listening to Trevor Noah recently, and he made a great point about the concept of good apples and bad apples, because we hear this all the time when it comes to officers, especially in these cases. Where it's like, oh, it's just a couple of bad apples. Not all cops are like this. There are some good apples here too. And Trevor's point using that analogy was like, so where are the good apples? Why aren't we seeing these good apples when it comes to the police, system, right? We're only seeing these bad cops do things, and why aren't the good apples stopping the bad apples from doing shit? Right? We only see the bad cops, commit these crimes, and no one is like trying to prevent it, stop it, or in the case of George Floyd, seeing this shit all go down, and not one of these good apples stepping in to say like, hey, man, that's good enough. Like, you don't have to be on him for that long, or all right, we've already attained him, let's just bring him in, or whatever that was looking like. None of that should happen, right? None. And it's just like, all right, yes, where are these quote unquote good cops that these officers or these police precincts praise, or they call out to say like they exist? It all just feels like cop propaganda, and it's like, where are they actually, right? And even if they do exist, why are they so afraid to step outside of the system to actually address what's going on? Because they're probably afraid of repercussions, like proper repercussions, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure any police officer that speaks against the police force, they are more than likely going to suffer the same type of penalties.
They're going to ostracize them. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, if they're not fired, they're going to be ostracized. They're going to be like, oh yeah, it's this guy that wants to, all blue lives matter, blah, blah, bullshit, or whatever. And it's unfortunate that they would be ostracized. So as a result, they say nothing. Right? These good cops turn a blind eye, which in essence rottens them, and now they become bad cops by association. Mm-hmm. It's not because they're bad cops because they don't know how to perform the job, but they're bad cops because they're not willing to call out the egregious actions of these other bad cops. And it's all just a cycle, right? So basically, Trevor Noah was saying that it's less about good or bad apples, it's more about a rotten tree. The whole system is corrupt. So, we already know this. As Black people in this country, we already know this. But it's just like, at this point, with actual visual evidence of this in front of your face, why are we even having a trial? That's my perplexity. Like, why are we even having a trial when the evidence is clear as day?
I think it has to be a different type of, they probably think it's like a movie or some shit, because the same thing happened in 2014 with Eric Gardner. And if you see similar things going on, why would you let it happen in front of your face? Like that is, it's like, oh no, this is not a repeat episode. Maybe it's going to have a different alternative ending. Like maybe that's what they were waiting for. No, like he's snapping his neck. Like, come on.
Ironically, after Eric Gardner, there were, oh no, I think it was after George Floyd, there was a bill that was introduced about preventing illegal chokeholds or anything like that. Or I think it was Eric Gardner, one of the two. But there was a bill immediately after one of these incidents that came out, and then an incident happened where the same thing was utilized. And it's just like, all right, these bills clearly don't matter. No, they don't matter. They're just being used.
They're circumstantial.
They're used for face value, but they're not actually being implemented, right? It's performative change, which is probably worse than actual, these things, because it's giving the illusion that these lawmakers or anyone in these type of positions actually want things to change. They don't, right? They're just slapping a fancy name on it, or slapping a fancy bill to say that things are changing, but they really aren't, right? Because there's so much red tape and there's so much other things that prevent it from actually being practiced or implemented. So you have these cases where, even if you have a bill that's introduced, it's not being enforced, right? This recent incident with Duante again, the woman mistaking a taser for a gun. At this point, it's like, we've heard it all before. We've seen these things all before. What look, for me, I work in video production. I believe that videos of all medium out there is the most like concrete piece of evidence that you can have.
Yep.
Right? We rely on surveillance videos for evidence when it comes to certain crimes. We
Thank
rely
God.
on videos for other things. So it's just like a video shows the actual action happening, right? It can only be altered so much to, disguise the truth. But a video is so evident and so crystal clear, right? Some of this shit is actually being caught in 4K, sometimes literally. And at the end of the day, these things aren't being addressed, or they're just shoved under the rug, or it's just like, all right, yeah, we have that evidence, but come on. We weren't there. We don't know the full story. It's like, how much more
So yeah. The thing is, they're still using the same kind of, we don't know anything. You brought up video tactic. In the days of Sean Bell and Amadou Diallo, they could have brought up, oh, we really don't know anything because it's circumstantial. But now that we have cold cut evidence right in front of you, it's still a blind eye being turned. Like, when is there going to be some kind of justice that's going to be served? You think just chanting Black Lives Matters is it's all fun and games? No, there's a reason why we're doing this. Like, till this day, like, there's so many different murders that have happened within my time frame, and this is all throughout the prime of my life, from preteen till I'm a freaking adult now. And it's like every year I'm hearing about some Black person who has died because of something that could have been avoided. Everything is all unavoidable, quote unquote, but they felt threatened enough to want to shoot somebody and kill them dead. I saw a video the other day, actually, a 60-year-old white man, he got pulled over in a car, and the police was like hanging off the side of the car, and he drove off. Like, he got back in his car and drove off with the cop still hanging from the car. He was surrounded by like 4 cop cars. Not one cop car chased him. Not one cop car pulled out a quote unquote taser. Not one cop car pulled out a gun. And they had their own man hanging off the side. Why is it fair that this guy has the benefit of the doubt and he could drive off and kill whoever else for whatever traffic violation that he may have done? But someone who has, who knows, an air freshener. I used to take my tassel from my, my cap, and hang it on my rear view mirror. And that could have easily, God forbid, pulled me over, and things could have happened to me. I could have been killed for that. So the circumstantial kind of, preferential when I should use my authority is not cool. And this is why we have to continue to say Black Lives Matter, because you let a 60-year-old white man drive off, and he broke it 5,000 different traffic violations. And a guy had something to make himself feel good when he gets in his car. He wants his car to smell like whatever, and kill him. Kill him
for a dumb law that doesn't even make any sense. It's dumb.
Like, you kill him. When I first read that it was about an air freshener, I was like, this can't be serious.
Well, honestly, Rovie, there's been less crime. Like, for example, the Black kid that was walking in the neighborhood, and the army sergeant or whoever he was, coming up to him and bothering him. The nigga was just walking, son. Like, just walking. Like, I can't even, like, honestly, if it was me, to be honest, I would have just ignored the guy and kept it moving. But it's just the principle of the fact that, all right, this white man felt like he had the authority to approach me in the street, not on his property, and talk about why you here. What?
And
it's
not only that, put hands on him. You know, he put hands on him
right.
several
No,
times.
yes, I know, and it's just like I don't know.
Plot twist though, his wife thought she was doing the right thing, recording, saying, "Oh, babe, don't worry, I got your back." No, bitch, you are evidence again, like you said, you videotaping, that's solid evidence. You're showing your man is the aggressor, he is the abuser, he's the one that keeps coming to the guy's face as he continues to walk away. He's following him.
And now,
For what? We
and
can't walk anywhere?
right, and now after all that, now there's a whole squad outside this guy's home saying, "Come on out, we ain't gonna fight you." All
I, I'm
I
I'm glad for that. I was so happy to see that unity in South Carolina because we are living in a modern day separate but equal.
Yeah,
Like we truly are. Like, come on, like, are you serious? This guy probably is your boss or something. Who knows? He probably
well,
has a bigger pay grade than you, and you're trying to push him around because one, he's bigger. Two, you're white. Three, you think you have some authority because you live a place. Like, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
if,
Like just having common human decency, he could have handled the situation so much better.
I think it's actually the opposite of separate but equal. I think it's together and unequal because we're all
Mm.
integrated in the sense of a society. It's not like we're siphoned off in the general sense. I mean, yes, depending on the specific neighborhoods and communities,
Yeah, yeah.
it's more predominant, one race or one culture than the other. But in the sense of still being incorporated in the same society, we are together, quote unquote, but it's still very much unequal. And that's the deceiving part because we're all under this umbrella of this country of, oh, land of the blah, blah bullshit. And, you know what? And I know I've probably talked about this on this podcast before, but why hasn't the Constitution been upgraded or updated for today's times?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't, when you have an iPhone, if you had to have an iPhone 3S, let's say an iPhone 3S, not even an iPhone 3. If you had an iPhone 3S to this day, and you decided that you would not, that you weren't going to update the software or the firmware,
They wouldn't even use it.
you think your iPhone would be working? You think you can
You
use an
wouldn't even got
iPhone?
that far.
You think you can use an iPhone 10 with iPhone 3 firmware? Guess what? It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna happen. Your phone's gonna be a brick. You've just wasted mad money. So why is this country operating the same way? Where it's like, all right, we are in the year 2021. Now, granted, the founding fathers, quote unquote, bullshit. I'm pretty sure they never thought this country would get this far. And granted, it didn't get that far from their own merit. It really got far because of.
We are so behind compared to other countries. It's
It
ridiculous.
is sad. It is. We are the kid in the class that's not paying attention, that's constantly left back, that just doesn't feel like they have to put in the effort and expect.
But everyone looks at the United States on this big pedestal. To this day, people are still trying to come here to live the American dream. And I'm like, for what?
But
I'm trying to leave.
Well, we see that's perspective now because there's been recent talks about refugees, the refugee bill that has been put in place with Trump and how Biden is supposed to be. There's supposed to be a cap on how much refugees come into the country, and Trump had a certain cap on it. And I heard stories about Biden not necessarily lifting that cap. So in the sense of the refugees that are coming from different places here, now mind you, it's not refugees aren't coming to this country or people from other countries aren't just coming here because, oh, better life. You also have to consider that in their countries, shit is much worse, right?
Yeah.
They're escaping potential war, they're escaping potential discrepancies. So they're coming to America because ironically and fortunately for them, America is in better shape than the countries that they're at. Like their laws and their rules and their values are much more archaic than ours. But at the same time, for a country that is so inclusive or wants to be inclusive, they close off all of these forms of people coming in, or they make it extremely hard. And then, you have all these people who are coming into the country, quote unquote, illegally, and it all just gets very jumbled up. It's very much like these companies that you see in the media that is like, oh yeah, we are totally inclusive and blah, 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 stuff like that. Yet their whole fucking like executive staff is white.
Mm.
So make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. As I said, a lot of those things have been happening this week. So for those who have been affected by it, just our thoughts are with you. Stay strong. Take a mental break. Take if you have the opportunity to take a mental health day, please do. Depending on your employment, and just take some time for yourself because it is rough. It's rough McGruff out here, and I think
Whoa, rough McGruff.
it is
Look who got the gray hair. The gray hairs. I'm sure people don't know who that is.
Am I older than I should? I have a lot of younger friends.
Do not do that.
No, I'm just saying I have younger friends, and sometimes I make some old references.
Me too. Because Someday I was like, all right, let's fist bump like Captain Planet. And one of the guys was like, huh? I was like, oh shit, you were born in like 92, 93, right? Oops.
But see, that is there's a flip to that, because even though the newer generations don't know about those things because they didn't grow up with it, the internet recycles all of these things. So I'm not going to give the excuse that some people don't know all these references. Sometimes the internet is there, and the internet does recycle these things in memes and other pieces of information. So I mean,
I got called out. I felt old as fuck. I don't know about you. It was like, all right, we got this together, team. And I was like, and you know me, I'm all about earth science, astrology. So I'm like, Captain Planet, Earth, let's go. Wind, air, fire. They're like, what?
And they're all
I'm
looking
like, never mind. Let's not fist bump.
Are
you
like,
screw. All right, Power Rangers. Y'all know Power Rangers? Nah, they don't know Power Rangers because they were born during the Power Rangers era. Like, if Kylie Jenner didn't make it hot, they wouldn't know who Power Rangers are. Like,
that's unfortunate. You know what?
You got to think about it. A lot of people that I am around now and I work with, they are like 24, 25, 26. So that's a big age gap.
Yeah. I guess I don't really consider how old I am until I compare the ages of
you with me. Gray hairs, we're together.
Nope, I don't have gray hairs. Nope. And you should embrace those hairs. I don't know why are we so afraid of getting older?
I'm not afraid of it. I'm just mad that there's just one right here. Like, waving high. It's like this. It's like,
I can't tell you what to do with that hair. Why don't you take it out to dinner, get to know
it's just better. This one, see? It's just like this one right here. And it's like right here. Like, I can't even hide it. Like, if it's in the middle of my head, it's fine. But it's like right on the front by my edges. Like, you just do this one swoop. You see this one line of streak of gray there. I can't believe I have a gray hair.
All right. Well,
that's okay. I'm still in my prime.
Don't stress it too much.
I'm not. I always said if I had to do gray, we're going off on a tangent, I would purposely dye my hair more platinum silvery.
Okay.
And just go all the way.
Yeah, I know a blogger. There was a blogger back in the day. I don't know if she's still like, vibing, but there was a blogger who intentionally like colored their hair gray, and that was like the thing.
She must have heard my thoughts.
I don't think that's the case.
That's how it works. I mean, when you time travel, that's how it works.
You are definitely not going full gray. That is not you. Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
I can't even imagine how you would look full gray.
I'm gonna shave all my head off.
That's a big lie. You're gonna shave all your hair off?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Just call me.
Do it for the next show.
All right, cool.
All off. Snip.
I mean, clean, like your forehead.
Big chop energy. Yep. I want to see that shit clean, son. Clean.
You know what? Fuck you.
You said it, not me.
Whatever.
I just know you enough to know that you're not going to do that casually.
I think you were not supportive of me.
I'm big supportive of you.
Yeah,
I want you to be happy, but at the same time, I know the things that you would do or wouldn't do that would make you happy. And I know you.
Okay, list them.
Excuse me?
We're venting now. Now you get to vent. What are some things that I would not like to do? Shave my head? Wrong. Next.
I don't have a working list, but once they come up, I would know whether you may want to or not. If you want to shave
Okay.
off your hair, I'm in full support. I'm not
You
going to
better
shave
be.
my hair myself.
We should
to
do it
show
together in solidarity for. You didn't even let me finish. Never mind.
I'm currently trying to grow my hair, so I can't
To
join
do what?
that for it to be grown.
To what? Do an afro?
Why do I have to grow my hair for a reason? Why can't I just want to see my hair?
Because I don't think you should grow out your hair if you don't have a reason.
That's not how hair works. You know that, right?
For men, yeah, for men it does. You have to have a style.
Nope,
sorry.
that's not true. That's not true at all.
Okay, for you, not men, just you.
All right. You know what? Now you're being offensive. Now you're targeting me, and I don't like it. Not one bit.
Sorry, kings. I don't mean the rest of the kings with
I am putting this
plans for their hair
out here right now. If any person of the opposite gender to me wants to see my hair cut, then provide me the funds to do so. Because I am tired of people telling me, "Oh, you look better with your haircut." So give me the money, son.
There's a reason why. That means you're gonna get, you know.
I don't speak in you know.
I'm trying to be vague and
why are you being vague? Why are you being
to the
respectful?
women that are listening to the podcast. But I'm saying if a guy looks good, there's certain areas that may or may not get moist. So if somebody keeps telling you to cut your hair, maybe you should listen.
But let's note the hypocrisy, because if I tell someone, "Hey, I don't like your hair, change it."
No, we didn't say we didn't like it. We didn't say that.
No, but
said,
you don't have to say it exactly, but you're implying it by saying you should get a haircut.
We can't control how you receive what we say, but we're saying
here it is.
That
here
what?
We are.
Wait, what?
Are we pleading the fifth? And now it's
Nobody's
all
pleading the fifth. We're just saying what women tell you is exactly what we want to hear. We didn't say change your hair because we don't like it. If you like it, we love it, but we prefer certain things that would be more attractive. Like, again, even with colognes, if you have a cologne, be like, we don't really like this. This smells better on you. You know, it goes with your chemistry, your pheromones, whatever. It's just a suggestion, not an absolute. I think you're taking it to the extreme.
Some people use that suggestion as a means of stating an absolute, but they don't want to exactly say the absolute because they don't want to come off a certain way. So they make it's called a strong.
I don't believe women do that.
Excuse me?
I don't believe women do that.
You don't believe that women make strong suggestions?
No, I think a lot of men receive it strongly, but it's a very nice, soft approach that we make, the appropriate, suggestions, without trying to step on any toes. Basically.
I'm going to have to strongly disagree with you on that. We can agree to disagree.
Now it feels like you're just trying to go against me.
No, I'm not. Because no, don't do that. No. I think men are capable of taking things a certain way, but it can be a double-edged sword. It can be a double-edged sword because there are some men that could take it the wrong way, but there also are situations where women could make a strong suggestion. And if it's making a strong suggestion and then it's giving the person the option to make a choice, but they really don't have a choice. It's the illusion of choice.
I don't know. I don't know what glasses you've been wearing, but I rarely see women giving men illusions of choices. We give clear-cut choices, and if any guy came up to me and say, "Hey, I think you look really good with a short hair," I'll take it into consideration for sure. I wouldn't just flat out say no. You're giving me an absolute no. I'm not cutting my hair unless you give me money for it. Boom, mic drop.
Okay. All I'm saying
is, did you not say that?
I did say that.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that I'm currently on a hair journey, and I just don't want to hear everyone talking about. Nope, I don't like the way you're laughing. I don't like the way you're laughing at hair journey. Why can't I have a hair journey?
I fully support your hair journey.
Wow, she says, looking off into the distance. Anyway, let's move on.
Something happened. No,
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, I support you.
I support you too. If you want to get your hair cut, if you want to shave it all off, if you want to chop, then by all means, I'm here for you, friend.
You know what's so funny though? Because if I do that, here comes the stigma. Bald headed hoe.
What?
Yeah,
Who's
no,
saying
guys,
that?
it's still there are still, yes, yes. If a woman shaves off her head and goes bald, there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, well, why'd you cut your hair? You look so much prettier with hair.
Well, they're dumb. You don't have to listen to them. That's an opinion. That's not a reference of fact. I know a
It's
lot.
not.
I know a lot of women and other people who have completely shaved their hair off, and they look gorgeous.
Yeah, but see, you've evolved.
It's not a matter of evolution. It's just a matter of knowing aesthetics, and it's not even a matter of aesthetics. Look, there's certain things where men should just mind men's business, or
Oh,
mind the business of their own.
is it about hair and healthy hair journeys?
Other things, there are certain topics that men should just mind the business. And hair is one of them. Okay, so the same way I mind my business when it comes to people and their hair, I just don't want people coming at me. That's it.
Your hair is beautiful.
Thank you. Your hair is beautiful as well.
Thank you.
It's giving healthy. That's
Your
what
hair is giving low porosity.
low porosity. Define porosity. I told you this is gonna happen. I told you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, no.
I told you every time you use a large word on this show.
No, first of all, it's not large. First of all, you are.
Here comes Google. Here comes the clickety clack of Google. Spell the word.
You are. Don't worry about clickety clack, blah blah blah. You are going on a, what is it? Healthy hair journey, whatever you just said, and you don't know about porosity of your hair. Like it's on every Instagram, TikTok. You just take a strand of your hair to see whether or not it is low, medium, or high porosity, which is from the word pores, right? Just says how much holes are in your hair follicle and whether or not it can retain or reflect liquid oils, things like that. So for you to be on your healthy hair journey, you should know what kind of hair type you have.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
And you're still trying to figure out whether or not you're 4C or not.
I'll get to that later.
You're definitely 4C because we come from the same bloodline and everybody from...
I'm listening.
Everybody from Grenadian bloodline has 4C here. That's probably the most ignorant statement I could make. But that's fine. I'm sophisticated.
Okay. All right. You got it. I don't know what that means, but you got it. The answer is our hair is beautiful and everyone else's is
I'm here for you for your journey.
Same.
No pun intended.
Oh, hair for, oh, I see what you did there. That was that was so silly. Speaking of silly, there's another topic that's been floating around the internet that we need to put this to bed. I don't know if you saw this post about this guy and this girl who went on a friendship date. And the
What's that?
had a lot to say about this friendship date. Basically, it's two platonic friends that decide to go out on a date together. With no
Why do you have to call it friendship date?
Because dates imply that there's some type of romantic level of interaction. But if you go out on a date as friends, that's something that should be normalized. Have you been on a friendship date?
I go out with my friends. I don't label it as a
someone of the opposite sex to you.
Yeah.
What are you saying yeah to? What are you saying yeah to? You just say
the
yeah.
The answer to your question is yeah.
What is the question? What was the question? You're just saying words. What are you saying?
First of all, I need a clear-cut definition of this friendship date. So
Yikes, I just gave it to you. A friendship date is when two people of the opposite sex ideally go out on a date with no type
Nah, I never been on a friendship
with
date.
no type of romantic interest or romantic involvement involved. It's two platonic.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I don't see the things. I don't call it dates. But yeah,
What would you call it? A friendship outing? Because
we
honestly,
go out to eat. Honestly,
but that's considered a date, and that's why I don't like the word date, because
the date is no.
I feel like there has been instances where I just want to go out with somebody, and it happens to be someone of the opposite sex, to go out and just grab a bite. And if I tell somebody that, oh yes, you went on a date. No, it's not a date. Do you know what a date is? I think we need to redefine what the term date
What
means.
date?
Because people just throw everything together. You see two people of the opposite sex going out to do something. Oh, it's a date. Oh yeah, y'all went on a date. No, it's not a date. It's called, I'm hungry, the other person's hungry. Fuck it, we want to get some food. That's what it's called. And I don't know what word that is, but it's not date. But people are so
like
sensitive.
I say, we go out to eat. I've gone out with male friends and they really just want to talk to me about, life in general. Like that's my friend. Like we just go out and just chill. Like we can't be friends without with the opposite sex without having some kind of sexual or romantic implication.
In an ideal world, that should be the case. But unfortunately, the internet is dumb. And now everyone is saying friendship dates aren't a thing. And oh, how could two people that aren't romantically involved with each other just go out and do things? That's unheard of.
I don't think friendship dates are a thing. I can't agree with it. And I really wish that we could, one, stop using the word normalize, and two, stop trying to normalize everything, because we're just going out as friends. Like, who created this friendship date crap?
But keep in mind, the people in that post, they were dressed to the nine. They were dressed pretty nice for a casual.
Well, then it's not a friendship date.
Oh, so now it
Somebody's
depends on
trying to
how
get
you're
it.
dressed.
No. Yeah, it does.
Oh no,
yes, it does. I think
Really?
it does. Yeah, because on a date, you want to impress somebody, your partner or your
Why
first
can't
date or
you dress
whatever.
up for you?
Nah, not if we going
Oh,
out
now
to
it's
go get some tacos. Nah,
Now your tune has
Nah.
changed.
nah.
So if
For me,
okay, case in point, if me and you, if I wanted to say, hey, Rove, let's go out to get something to eat, but I feel like I want to dress nice today just because I'm having an off day and I want to look good. So now,
I mean, that's fine. You could dress, but I'm not.
But what if you felt the same way?
Then see, that's where it gets sticky. Because for me, if you're doing all of this for a quote unquote friendship date, when you're actually going out for a romantic date, would it be as meaningful?
But
You know what I mean?
it comes down to the intention. If the intention,
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted to say. If this was a friendship date and they both dressed to the nines, somebody got more feelings for somebody else, and they hoping that something would happen.
we'll never know because they both split the bill. So it really doesn't matter.
Ooh, he made us split the bill. He definitely don't want no buns.
I mean, or she doesn't want any buns. Either way, someone is going home bunless. And
it ain't tricking if you got it.
It just comes down to, I mean, that whole friendship date thing is just ridiculous. And and granted, all right, I guess I have a little bit of bias because I do have all right. I'm trying to choose my words.
You know what?
Because
no way.
For those
friendship date is definitely something that could be labeled for you, but we shouldn't make it a thing at all.
I'm sorry?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay. I'm choosing my words wisely because for those who listen to the show that know me, whom knows me, they know that when it comes to me and my friendships, there comes a level of asterisk in certain cases, right?
You mean the blurred lines?
What does that mean?
It's just I've just been feeling very karaoke-esque.
This is why these youngins at your job call you.
Because I sing. God damn.
What was that reference? Bloodline. All right, it doesn't matter. The point being,
blurred lines from Robin Thicke. Wow. All right. I got it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Friendship dates are something that you are prone to because you enjoy the outings of the opposite sex, but also not having any type of romantic involvement, right?
Sure.
I'm asking. Don't say sure.
I just said sure. The
All
answer is
right.
yes. You see how it feels? But that's not the point. I mean, friendship dates, look, the answer is for me, if you want to go out with your significant other, if you want to go out with your friend on a platonic level and it's just like, hey, look, let's just go out and have a good time, person of the opposite sex or whatever, that should be okay without people thinking that there's something more there.
But that's never going to happen.
But well, the thing is, because I don't know. I mean,
because perception is everything, and everybody's going to make judgments.
Perception is just an outside thing. It's not an internal. People can think whatever they think on the outside, but at the end of the day, if I know that me and this other person have a good relationship and there's nothing more there, then why should I have to care what anyone else thinks? That's their problem. They're not paying my bill. They're not splitting the whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this is all external perspectives that are being thrown onto these different circumstances or scenarios, and now people feel self-conscious about it. Niggas were going out eating with their friends way before friendship dates.
Before you labeled it as a freaking date. Like,
right. It's just like
but what happens if there was ulterior motives on one party's behalf and they're just playing the role until
we'll never
a breakthrough?
We'll never know until those things come into light. But as far as the outside world is concerned, these two people are just two people going out and having a meal, or they feel like there's more there. But internally, those two people know that that's not the case. And it really doesn't matter what the outside thinks. It really comes down to the two people involved and their relationship. That's it.
You know, it's so funny, even before just going out with someone in the opposite sex, I would just, with my girlfriends, I'd be like, hey, we going out on a date. Now we can't even casually say that no more because people will think that's a thing too. You know what I mean? Like everything wants to be so normalized in this day and age.
But see, here's the deal. There's a lot of double standards to that, because if two women decide, oh yeah, we're just gonna go out and grab lunch, nobody's automatically thinking you and girl are now lesbians and now have some type of romantic thing going on. It's just two homegirls going out to eat. If me and my homeboy, which has happened before, we went out to get some food, nobody's looking at us like, oh yeah, that's a lovely gay couple over there. It's just like, all right, two guys or two friends, whatever, eating. You know what I mean? Like that's, but when it comes to two people of the opposite sex, that people automatically frame it as, oh, okay, y'all going out on a date. No, nigga, we're hungry. We just went to get food. What is the crime? So yeah, friendship dates are an oxymoron, or they don't exist, or they're dumb, and everyone should just get over it. Period.
Yeah, let's not normalize it, and let's get a different word, please.
You're tired of normalize.
I am. They want to normalize this, normalize that, normalize things that are abnormal. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, let's just
normalize these nuts. How about that?
Ooh. That was junior high school. Wow. This has been a very ageful podcast. You're just pulling things out, huh?
It just felt like the appropriate thing to say. I don't know. But yes, so that's our takes on that.
I still would enjoy a quote unquote friendship date, but I'm not going to call it that. I'll go out with my friends like I do and say, hey, you want to get some crab legs? All right, we out. Boom.
You just want to hang
out. Tacos, we out. Drinks, we out.
It's just a hangout. That's all it is. Just hang out. Why can't we need to normalize hanging out again.
Yeah.
Just general hangouts.
And there's like ulterior motives for everything. Like it has to be labeled for something.
Sometimes it has no label. Sometimes it's just what it is. It's just like, yo, we're hanging out. Well, unfortunately, the term chilling has so much damn undertones and references to where I was like, yeah, we chilling. Are y'all
really? They normalized that, yeah, didn't they? They normalized the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, chilling is not what it means now. That
you can't be chilling no more. Chilling is sex, period.
Yes. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes literally you just be chilling. Yo, I'm chilling. Oh, you fucking. No, I'm chilling. Big buns. No, I'm not. I'm just chilling. Yeah, big dog. No, stop calling me big dog. I just want to chill.
Big dog. I'm dying.
People are wild out here in the streets.
Sounds like your friends.
Yikes. You know what I'm also realizing? Speaking of
What?
friends, and
What?
this is something that's been bothering me a lot lately, and I really need to explore this. I think I attract a lot of toxic friends, especially,
Why
especially.
you say that?
No. I mean, a lot of friends that are male men. I,
That
I,
are toxic?
I feel like I have a lot. Yeah, I think I know a lot. I can't think of much of my male friendships that are healthy. And these people are
Hmm.
like, you know, damagingly toxic, but just more in the sense of, yeah, I don't know much men that kind of think the same way I think, or
Mm.
you know, we might have the same interests and stuff like that, but you know, they
But
have a
maybe
lot
that's
of
a good thing too, no?
toxic takes that I usually wouldn't align myself with. I think
You
this is
think,
why I'm
yeah.
usually drawn towards relationships with members of the opposite sex, or
That sounds very toxic. That in
how is that
itself.
how is that
Oh,
toxic?
I'm having toxic relationships with men, so I have to have
I'm not saying I'm
normalized
having. Oh
friendships with women.
no.
I was before even all of that. I was saying it's okay probably to have some of these friends with toxic traits because it could be a teaching moment for you and them. And then, okay, no, you don't want to teach your friends,
No,
which could go on a friendship date.
okay. I mean,
All right.
I should be in a position to, yes, teach my toxic friends a better way. But if they
Yeah,
have
why
their own
not?
perspectives, then if they have their toxic perspectives, then I interject my non-toxic perspectives and hopefully change hearts and minds. But if that's not the case, then it's just like, but then, you know, I don't like this narrative. I don't like the narrative that you painted of me, and I don't like it.
I didn't, you literally just said that. You said, because of this, because of X, this is why. You literally just said that.
All right, not
You
okay.
literally, I'm not even trying to,
I
I'm good at
know what
that,
I
but I
said.
didn't create anything,
I know what I said.
right? Can we acknowledge that you just said that?
All
Let's
right.
normalize acknowledging that.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I acknowledged, or I did say that I feel that most of my male relationships are toxic in the sense of like,
Mhm.
you know, the other person having toxic views and stuff like that. And I don't know why that's the case. And I hope that doesn't reflect poorly on me, because I know that I am striving to be better in certain areas. But then this is also why I say men are trash, because I've witnessed men in my circles have a lot of like bad takes, and I should probably put myself in a position to try to correct them. And sometimes I have, but people are stuck. Certain people are stuck in their perspectives and their thoughts, and it's challenging to kind of change people's perspectives, because at the end of the day, it's all chucked up to opinions and preferences and stuff. So yeah, I gotta explore that a little bit more, because you know, for example, there's a guy friend that I had back in the day, and you know, it later came out that he was just like a dick. And I already knew he was a dick in the past, but then, you know, we're younger, we're immature, so it's whatever. But then, you know, fast forward to later in life, and he's just done a lot of dickish shit. And it's like, damn, this is someone I considered a friend. You know, and just like,
Mhm.
and I never thought of distancing myself from them for any reason, because at the end of the day, when it comes to male friendships, it's like, yeah, that's my dog, that's my boy. You know, dude is just dude. That's just how he is. And we justify their toxic actions just like white
Right.
people justify the fucking police or justify all these other bullshits, you know?
Mhm.
And yeah, that's kind of wild. It's yucky. I
Mhm.
don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. But for shout outs to those men listening that do have positive male relationships with their friends and fostering those. That's dope.
Shout out to you guys. Yeah.
I have a few. I only have like one or two guy friends that I could say like, yeah, they're good people. They're good seeds. You know,
That's
the others
good.
are okay, but as I said, they have their toxic moments, and you know, I keep that with a grain of salt. But there's some other solid guys out there that I just want to acknowledge. Y'all are y'all are good peoples. That's all. maybe I mean, am I a little toxic?
Maybe toxic breeds toxic.
Why the cough? Why'd you have to?
I had something in my throat.
That
I'm
is a
sorry.
big lie.
It's still there.
You need some water because the ass is lying.
Ooh, there's a lot of toxic energy that I'm getting. From you right
Let's normalize not saying toxic anymore, because
now.
you're getting too comfortable. Okay.
No, but yeah, no, that's okay. I agree. Sometimes you just outgrow people too.
Yeah, that is definitely something that needs to be accepted more. Outgrowing people.
That's not accepted at all. You know, loyalty is key.
Right. But see, once again, we have to reshape the way that loyalty looks, right? Because loyalty doesn't mean these ride or die relationships that have no level of accountability or a level of calling people out on their shit, right? If you are really loyal to someone, that's the things that you should be doing, holding them to the fire, not just allowing them to be themselves, quote unquote, and say, yo, man, that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Hold on. Okay. I took that line from a song. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, so for those who do have these friends who do have these toxic traits, men, women, other orientations, regardless, really, recognize those people, and kind of similar to our last episode about access, really regulate the access that they have in your lives and make sure that they're not poisoning your garden,
Yeah.
So that's the moral of the story there. Speaking of toxic, we have another question to answer on today's show. If you have questions for us, please send them to sophigpodcast@gmail.com. And me and Rovie will do our best to answer these questions and make sure that you carry your life in a better way. Give it a shot. Send an email, send a DM too. You can send your questions through DM because I realize people don't like emailing. It's weird. I guess people don't. Everyone has an email, but they don't use it.
Yeah.
It's like, when was the last time you casually used your personal email for something, except to sign up for some type of, coupon deal or some shit? When was the last time you emailed a friend? And there you have it.
I'm thinking. I emailed my godmother in Bermuda for New Year's.
Yep.
That was like a couple months ago, but still,
it's your godmother.
It's only because at the time, I had her BBM, but that's ancient history now. I'm really aging myself. But BBM.
I know what BBM is. It's not Brazilian, but wait, what?
What?
That's BBL. I'm sorry.
Whoa!
All right.
What kind of toxicity you thinking about? Woo! What did you think I was talking about with my godmother?
No, hush! I know what BBM is. BlackBerry Messenger.
You sure? You sure?
Don't do that. I know it's BlackBerry Messenger, but the fact that you even said that alone was wild. But yeah, emailing.
Is that better than BBL?
Is BBM better than BBL?
Yeah, the fact that I said it. Because you just went straight to the toxicity.
L and M are just a couple letters away. So
one.
Yes. Your point. Let's get to our question. I'm not.
No.
I'm embarrassing myself and I don't like it. So let's just skip to the question portion.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it to you. I didn't do it.
All right, fair enough. I'll take the L, pun intended. Okay, I'm being silly.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Ooh,
you sure you're not the toxic one?
Of whomst?
Of your friends, and your friends outgrew you?
Wow.
How about that?
So I have to look in the mirror and I'm the problem.
Sometimes, it's the glasses that we wear, they cloud our vision sometimes.
I see what's happening.
Okay, let's go on to our question.
Let's. Because I'm not doing this today. Our question.
All right, I'm ready.
Our question is by Reddit user Cap Level, and they say, "I, male, 31, am in a stable relationship, unmarried because taxes." That's a weird thing to call out. Sure, with my girlfriend, female, 32, and have a married brother, a male, 36, with 3 children, and I'm on fairly good terms with him, or used to be, and his children. Interesting setup. Okay. I'm not completely against having kids, but usually I just don't find them very cute. Oh, come on. I had to say all that. Are you laughing because you're agreeing, or you're laughing because that was funny? Because that laugh said mood.
Every day I'm evolving.
Woo! That is funny to me. All right. If anything, I'd say my current partner is the only one I could imagine having children with. Probably I would like them just because they are hers. My brother knows that I would consider having children if my girlfriend wanted to. However, she cannot get pregnant normally, and we've not decided getting IVF yet, and are not sure if we will. Both of us are very well off financially, due being self-employed in pandemic-safe fields, having invested significant amounts into stock, crypto, and also avoiding a nice share of taxes. Quitting church, me having done civil service, and being unmarried, basically. The latter is kind of relevant because I know it makes us look quite greedy. All right, this guy has something against taxes. I don't. This person clearly hates taxes. Sure.
Wait a minute.
Let's
Are we normalizing not informing the IRS about?
That's probably why the kids aren't that cute, because
Lord,
there's just all little.
First of all, if he was smart, he would have been got the stimmy. So
we don't know.
All right. Let's go. You know what? I'm jumping the gun. I am jumping the gun. Yes.
Let's just continue. Okay.
Scale it back.
I give it a rather quick thought. I'm worried this might have come off as me just checking another project, and then told him that I didn't want to care for children. So no, we argued a bit where I explained my reasoning, again, probably coming off a bit selfish, mostly about my personal freedom and finances. At some point, he asked if I could at least talk it out with my girlfriend. She'd probably give more thought than I did. And I said I would not, since I have already decided. Finally, and by this point, I was really out of patience, he also wanted to know what I think should happen. Example, if they died, what would be of the kids? Then I just said, I fail to see how this is my issue to deal with, and left. I know this probably hurt my brother, his wife, and potentially the kids if he tells them. But at the same time, I feel like that's a risk I had to take to get the message across. My parents have, of course, heard of it already, and I've had to listen to a lot of things from them and my significant other's family: selfish, narcissistic, greedy, cruel, etc. And they all took issue with my decision to just block it off without telling my girlfriend. My brother and sister-in-law probably feel the same way, but I'm guessing they aren't saying anything because they know if they insult me personally, I'll just double down. Am I the asshole here? That was a long question.
Yeah.
Long story short, person doesn't like taxes, and kids just feel like one big tax crisis. So they're deciding, for the sake of my financial freedom and my sanity, no, thank you. And sorry to my brother and his kids, but I just don't care for them either. So y'all come at me, bro, but I'm just not here for it. So is this person the asshole for not caring about their brother's kids?
Yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Show your work.
Well, regardless, I know a lot of people take titles seriously, and he may not be like quote unquote godparents, which, in a certain element, they take on a role in case, parents may have perished or gone and transition on. He's still their uncle. That's his bloodline. Like, basically he's saying, if there's nobody left on earth, I'm still not going to take care of you. Like, what in the I Am Legend is he talking about? Like, regardless of tax or not, like, you're not going to take care of somebody who can't take care of themselves. who is essentially part of your DNA. Like that's asshole. That's assholely.
I mean, in other words, the brothers are saying, hey, you decide to have these kids, not me. So that's your problem. No one told you to die, heaven forbid, if that happens.
Yeah, and it's his fault.
Right.
Right?
You having kids is your fault, bro, not mine. So why are you putting that burden on me? I've decided to make the smart decision and not have kids because hashtag taxes.
But still, those are his niece and nephews, regardless of the fact if he didn't decide. Like who decides, oh yeah, bro, go and get this girl knocked up so I can have a nephew. No, the brother's not gonna do that either. So you just never know what's gonna happen in your life. So be it, they are here now. And when the circumstances come, if you choose not to look after your own family, it's not like it's like his best friends. And even still with your best friend, you want to feel, some sort of obligations to care for somebody who can't take care of themselves. Like he's like, no, fuck them kids. Like, I'm not doing shit.
There'd be some people in families that look at their little nephews and nieces and be on some, fuck them niggas. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your kids, your problem. Do I look like a babysitter? Please. That's why godparents exist. Go send them little tax write-offs.
Wow. And the thing is, he's not even asking the taxes. The tax thing is taking me for a loop. First of all, he just don't want to pay taxes. Let's actually go to the core.
By show of hands.
Let's go to the core of it. So he's being an asshole with his brother. He's also being an asshole with his, what did you call it? Long-term relationship with his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
He's been an asshole to not even acknowledge or be open to tell her that he doesn't want kids. That should have been a discussion before they decided to put the label long-term on their relationship.
Absolutely.
Like, do you want kids or you don't want kids? All right, if you don't want kids, I can't be with you. Don't force it. Be with somebody who don't want kids as well.
Hashtag men having standards. Not a bad thing, but it has to be communicated properly. This is not the way to communicate it.
It's definitely an asshole. To answer the question, yes, 100% asshole.
Well,
he's not wrong for how he thinks, but he should address it in a way that he's heard and all points are, expressed to his significant other, and then they could either make an agreement. So either she has a choice to, one, stay, know that she's not gonna have kids with him, two, leave and have kids with somebody else.
Very true. And
do you think he's an asshole?
I think he is an asshole, yes. Now, granted, I don't have siblings with kids, so I can't even think in that regards of, having to care for my brother or sister's children. But what about the taxes? Like that's not a mind frame that I'm in. But even if I decided to be the well-off, handsome uncle to my right, you know what? Nope.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
I think you need to drink some water.
Yeah, I did.
Please do, because these reactions, I don't like it.
It's not a reaction. It's I can't predict the cough.
If there could be rich aunties out there could be handsome.
Well, see, the thing is, we say rich aunties. We don't go rich pretty aunties. And it was just like
synonymous.
It is, but it's just that it was like extra emphasis on the some. So it was like kind of.
Why can't I emphasize it for myself?
You could do that. I didn't say you couldn't. I just said that my throat was dry. That's all I'm saying.
And all I'm saying is you should drink some water. So
I will.
Please do now. Let's not make this happen again. So let's try some water now. Thank you so much. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like, if I was in a position where I had to consider, my siblings' children, regardless of if I have made a decision for myself not to have kids, I wouldn't just say, nah, fuck them kids, or, no, thank you. You made a choice to have kids. That's not my problem. I would never say that to my siblings. I may feel a way about like being responsible for them in a temporary moment, but I'm not never going to like write them off, or I'm never going to ignore, my nephews and nieces if that comes down to it. Yeah, that's just not the way it works. Don't allow your preferences to reflect on others and feel like everyone has to kind of follow your own train of thought. Don't do that.
Yeah, and it also depends on the relationship between the brothers. Because if he was an asshole to his brother his whole life, he's definitely going to have some resentment to whatever comes from his loins.
Well, in the beginning of the question, he said he was on fairly good terms with him, or used to be, considering the circumstance.
Yeah,
So
so something happened. Yeah,
yeah, he decided that he's not dealing with his kids because taxes. That's what happened. That's why they're no longer on good terms.
basically the taxes is yeah.
Hey,
Okay, got
taxes
it.
hey, Wesley knew it best. That's why he didn't pay them shits.
Oops.
And other people who decided not to pay taxes. It's not just Wesley
Oops.
Snipes. He's just one of the more popular ones. Okay. Well, there's that. Once again, if you have questions like this or others, please send it to sophigpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll make sure to address them as such. How you feeling, Rolf?
I feel normalized.
What does that mean?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
To what?
Yeah.
See, when you say the answer is yes, there has to be an appropriate question that.
That's exactly how I feel. That's what I mean.
So I ask, how do you feel? And you say yes.
Mhm.
That's not a proper response to that question.
Are you telling me my response isn't normal?
It's not.
It's abnormal.
And you know it's not.
Do I?
You should. You're smart enough.
Am I?
I don't like where this is going. Okay, well,
No, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm
I'm
just
feeling much better after talking. You know what? Talking to you or just talking in general feels good.
That's awesome. I'm glad that, sometimes you just need to vent. Don't laugh. Sometimes you just need to vent and just
No,
talk shit.
no, I know. No, the way you said that's awesome just sounded sarcastic, but I know that was
I
not.
wasn't.
No, I know that wasn't the case. I'm just saying it sounded sarcastic. But at the end of the day, you're right.
Damn, I need to work on that because people think I'm condescending as fuck. I'm sarcastic, and it's not. Never those places.
The answer is sure.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said the answer is sure.
No.
What are you saying no to? Okay, I don't understand what's happening. All right, let's just wrap up the show here. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Didn't really have any direction, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to get some things off your chest. And I'm hoping that all of you listening out there related to some of the things we were talking about. And if it's been a rough week for you this past week, just make sure to take your time and take some time for self and take care of self to make yourself feel better, because we all deserve. Make sure to listen to the podcast on your preferred podcast platform, such as SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And also make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter and on Instagram, and also follow me and Rovie on our Twitters and our Instagrams. And we shall interact with you. We'll get back to you in at least 3 to 5 business days.
Nope. I worked on my I got called out by my friend today, and I will definitely respond within 5 minutes.
Why did you get called out?
Apparently
Not allegedly. Not allegedly. Apparently
I don't respond to people.
Let's sit with that for a moment. Why do you think that is?
I'm trying to normalize some things into my life, and I'm working on that.
Okay.
No, it stems way deeper than that. It's for another podcast episode. There's a reason why I'm queen of the block. There's a reason why I ignore people. There's a lot of reasons why, but this is not a therapy session. So I didn't want to go there just quite yet, but we can discuss why people do certain things and how that manifests into something that psychologically occurs. You know what I mean?
Okay. Fair enough. We could explore that another time.
Yeah.
On another person's dime.
Dime. Wow, these are affluent words.
Are they? All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you so much for listening. And if you were having a crappy day or crappy week, I hope we made you feel a little better.
Yeah, I hope so too. Hope you enjoyed listening to us.
Word. And stay tuned for other goodies coming your way. And yeah, just try to stay strong out here. Just try to stay focused on the goal. So I really do appreciate everyone that does listen to this show and give feedback and stuff like that. It's really appreciative. It makes me feel that our words are not going in vain. And regardless, I just enjoy chatting with you, Rove. So
Aw,
yeah. Feeling
the
much
feeling is mutual.
Coolio.
Ooh, ooh,
What?
ooh. You talk about me. You just been aging yourself this
People say Coolio, no? Do they not say Coolio anymore?
poll. Go on the Instagram, make a poll and see who says Coolio. Do a poll. Just do a poll and then post it.
I'm not gonna embarrass
Just
myself.
do it. Just do it.
I'm
Just
not
have the
embarrassing
listeners.
myself on
Just have the listeners. Just do a little poll and see.
a little poll.
Little poll, and see who uses Coolio.
Okay. As long as people still use cool beans. Do people still use? All right. I am showing my age. I'm showing my ass. So we're just gonna end the episode here, and we will see you all next time, or talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Laters.
Definitely sophisticated ignorance, and I'm fucking with it.